I'm actually feeling a little timid about this one only because I can't imagine it's going to taste very good. But here's some early November asparagus. Guten gardening, everybody. Well, all around me, there are signs of a lack of life in the garden. It's the beginning of November here in Zone 5, Wisconsin, and actually right now, it is 50 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I'll take that any day of this month for sure. I don't expect too many warm days, and I'll say that this is a warm day for here. I don't expect too many of these warm days left. There may be a couple here and there, but I want to use my time wisely today. I need to get out here and do some cleanup. Some of the vegetables aren't dead yet. I mean, our kale is still alive and kicking, our Brussels sprouts for sure, but a lot of the other vegetables out here are dead. Now, some of them we leave alone for the sake of the critters over the winter. They have a place to stay. Some of them we've already pulled up, like our sweet potato vines. We've got them and they're lying there right now, and I need to take care of getting them all cut up with the mower and into our compost. So today is a cleanup day of sorts, and I thought I'd take you with me because, hey, what's better than working in the garden? And what's better than working in the garden with me? Let's go. Hey, you want to know something really funny? I totally forgot that I had some little potatoes in here. They died back pretty quickly. It's just some lamb's quarter here that grew into this pot. I don't know if there's anything in here, actually, because again, I forgot about them and it's been a while. Oops. All right, well, I got a few potatoes to clean up out here. I know I threw a couple of extra potatoes in here. I totally forgot about these. And actually, I didn't expect there to be much of any growth. These are just some of our Yukon Golds that I had left over. Well, no part of me anticipated this being any kind of potato harvest, but again, when you forget something and then you come out, I mean, these are not big by any stretch of the imagination, but there are a couple more potatoes to bring inside. Our hanging basket potatoes, I got some weeds in here that grew nicely, but our hanging basket potatoes, our forgotten hanging basket potatoes, that's what we'll call this part of the video. All right. Well, there's another hanging basket over here. There's no way more grew in there, right? Well, one of the main reasons why I forgot about these is because while we were going on one of our vacations, they died back. So I didn't actually think anything in here had developed. I didn't even check it. And then here I am. I mean, it's possible that this one is completely empty. It's possible that the magic mollies that I planted in here actually developed a little bit, and I'm shocked right now because we've had a couple really cold days, but they don't seem to be really damaged here. A couple more in here, okay, the magic molly, and here is that Yukon Gold again. Just some extra seed potatoes I had. Every little potato counts, yeah? Well, Sabby Jones, ask and ye shall receive. I just have to find a place in the sun here where the light is bright enough to show you the skin of this purple magic molly potato. So you can see that bright purple. All right, let's get to the cleanup. I tell you what, this was not a year for cauliflower for us. It just didn't develop the way we'd like. But this is a purple cauliflower right here. Check out that color. Now, imagine if it had given me a nice full head of cauliflower. This isn't supposed to be a harvest video. All right, well, here's where some of our cleanup comes into play. I've got some really old eggplant on here. Ones that we left on here. They would not be good to eat at this point. But what's nice is we can use these for seeds. We should be able to get the seeds off here. But here in our compost bins, I want to go ahead and clear out anything growing in here up top. And by clear out, I mean I'm just going to pull it up and essentially mow it so we can get things back on top of here, really get this filled up. I had this filled up at the beginning of the season, and then this one has already sunk a good 5 or 6 inches, and you can imagine the ones down there that are about a foot shallower than they were. And since we're going to grow in this at the beginning of next season, I want to get these ready. So here's the kind of stuff I'm going to be throwing into our compost. Now these are our vines from our sweet potatoes, and we've got lots of these vines out here. And I could just take these and throw them into the compost as is, but they're definitely gonna break down faster if I chop them up. It's just like throwing leaves in your compost. I mean, they get matted down, but if you chop them up, you're in for a better time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come out here with the mower real quick. Well, you'll see. So this is what we're gonna throw into our compost. That's gonna break down nice and quickly. And I throw this in with grass, with anything else that I'm cutting down, shredding. Just makes it so much easier. I don't have piles of stuff to get rid of. I'm not stacking stuff in bags or anything like that. Here we go. Well, I've certainly got a whole lot more to mow. I put a lot of the sweet potato vines just on our Ruth Stout bed for the time being. I'm gonna take those off, mow them, and get them in to our compost as well. But one of the things that I have made the mistake of forgetting before, and I've forgotten until a point where it became really difficult, was to bring in our water hoses. And that's one of those things that you don't want to make the mistake of doing, because really it only takes a couple minutes to wind everything up. But what happens if you forget it outside and it freezes up nicely? Well, I've had more holes in hoses than I care to mention. So let me get this inside. I can actually probably leave these on here, but that's not really my goal. I want to just have hay in here. By the way, I never said that my lawnmower liked chopping that stuff up, but fortunately for me, it does it anyway. Well, the last time I was out here, I said it was time to cut down my asparagus, and then I ran out of time. So I'm going to take care of that right now. And I'll tell you what, I'm just cutting it the whole way down. Just get rid of all this stuff up top here. I don't need any of it now. But I see something in here kind of interesting. I'll show you. Take a look right here. Doesn't that look like some fresh asparagus? I'm actually feeling a little timid about this one, only because I can't imagine it's going to taste very good. But here's some early November asparagus. I was wrong. I've never had an early November asparagus, but oh, there's the there's the rough part. That was still delicious. There's a couple more things I really want to get done out here. One of them, this fence line is a mess right now because of all those volunteer tomatoes. What I will say, and I'm sorry that my shadow's in the background, I can't help it here. I'm right out in the sunlight. You can see it in my face, but because of all those cherry tomatoes, it bent my fence over here along the back line. So what I need to do, I'm gonna support it. I'm actually gonna move the fence and attach it to some of this trellising here so that it won't happen like that again. But I gotta pull all these tomatoes off first. Hey, we just discovered my least favorite thing growing in our back area. Oh, they get everywhere. I tell you what, there is no escaping the sunlight out here. We're right out in the back. It feels so good. So again, I can't complain. I'm just telling you, it might not look the best on film. So I'm just gonna get all these cherry tomatoes off here. There won't be any additional weight holding my fencing down. And then we'll get them put up right where they need to be. I don't wanna have to deal with this. It makes it impossible to walk back here. You know what, until I can get this stabilized out here with some U-posts. Actually, I'll probably put some T-posts out here because they're sturdier. I'm just going to use this little metal pole to keep this in place, and my zip ties. I remember the first day I came out here and saw this fence completely bent over. I don't know why, it was something kind of demoralizing about it, but really it wasn't supported nearly the way I probably should have. So, I mean, this fence is here in the first place just to try to keep some critters out from the outside, keep my rabbits out. And that's gonna help a lot. And you wanna see what a cucumber that's frozen and then thawed looks like? It's interesting because our tomatoes and even these beans do the same thing. When they freeze and then thaw a little bit, you get almost like this translucence to it. You think you could almost see through it. Now with beans like this, the interior, it would be hard to save for seed. They don't even look mature enough anyway. Certainly, I mean, the tomatoes wouldn't have a problem saving the seeds in here if I wanted to. I'm gonna have a trillion of these. But this cucumber, this is, I mean, it almost looks like a toy. All right, let's break it open. Ooh, that would not be tasty. Well, there's definitely more I could do out here, but it's actually about dinner time. So there's only two more things I'm going to show you. The first one is in the area where we grew our summer squash in quail waste. I want to show you how that quail waste is broken down over the course of this summer. Because at this point, take a look at this mixture. That doesn't even look like, and that's all this was, quail waste and wood chips. That doesn't even look like it did. It's really composted nicely. And of course, I want to do the smell test. There's no smell at all to this stuff. So next season even, we had amazing production from our summer squash here this season. I can't wait to see next season. All right, the last thing is right out front here by our driveway. We still have a little bit of hay left over that we grew some of our sweet potatoes in, and that's what's going to go on top of our Ruth Stout bed. Because this stuff has already settled down to where, you know, it's 5 or 6 inches deep in all likelihood, but I've got to really build this up so it can break down again some more over the winter. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, even though just about everything is dead out here, that doesn't mean that our workload has diminished all that much. Now I'm not bringing in the big harvest, but I got to prep this for the winter. And of course, we have our indoor growing season coming soon. Hey, I just thought of something as I was ending this video. I'm showing you the Ruth Stout bed here, and you haven't even seen the potato harvest yet. Well, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert. That video is coming out soon, and we did really well. All right, folks, if you enjoyed today's video, enjoyed spending some time with me in the garden, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.